Excellency and ladies and gentlemen and dear guests, it's really a great honor to be here, and I think that these few days have already made a great impression on all of us, and we have seen quite a lot that will give us ample opportunity to think about and to come up with new ideas. Now, I would just like to continue where Mr. Chepalway has left off, the map of innovation and our role in that. Hungarians are usually very proud of the achievements of Hungarians in the past, and I think we are rightfully proud of that. You probably know a lot of them, but for some people I met who didn't even know that the Rubik's Cube inventor was a Hungarian, or the inventor of the ballpoint pen, which is called often Biro in the US. It's named after a Hungarian called Biro in Hungarian, and the rest. So we have been good at inventions in the past, but we cannot live from the glory of the past. This is not something that can replace what's happening now. You can be proud of it, but it's not good to talk too much about it, because that might distract from what you have to do now. And there are a few things that we can be proud of even now. First of all, I would like to mention that there are large international companies who operate R&D centers in Hungary. You will hear one of them personally presenting here, GE, but probably these are all well-known names, some household names, and they found it worthwhile to invest in Hungary, not just in production, which might be just cheap labor and you go away once the labor costs rise, but this is more fundamental. These are all research centers, some of them employing over 1,000 engineers and researchers. So this shows that they found Hungary as a good place for investing in human brain, in human talent, and this is what we would like to see more and more, and this is a good proof for everyone. But we have more than that. If we really want to be a large spot on that map of innovation, we need a complete ecosystem. So it's not enough if large multinationals have their research centers, but we also need companies that are starting from nothing, that have ideas that they want to develop and want to be successful worldwide. And just a little
a vállalkozói kihívás az ma mindenki számára egy létfontosságú téma. Nem is tudtuk, hogy mi az, hogy startup. Szerintem maga szó, azt mi nem használtuk, hanem a terméket szerettük volna megcsinálni.
A startup az egy olyan eszköz, amivel meg tudod valósítani valamilyen más célodat.
Mondjuk olyan, hogy kiesnél egy repülőből, és még mondjuk eltörölnőd sincsen, és neked kell úgymond az eltörölnőt kitalálnod és megcsinálnod.
Csoda, hogyha egy cég egyáltalán egy startupból aztán igazi komoly vállalkozás előbbi ki magát, de egyre nagyobb a számuk azoknak, akik ezt sikeresen megteszik.
A kulcs az, hogy mennyire
hiszel abban az ötletben, és mennyire hiszel abban, hogy ebből tényleg lehet valami tök jó dolgot csinálni.
Ne rejtőzködj, mert rengeteg időt el fog elmenni, és ha költesz is, akkor pénz is el fog elmenni.
Magyar tehetségben látok fantáziát, az, ami engem vonz. Tehát onnan jön a motivációm.
Eszmetlenül profitábilis tud lenni, anélkül, hogy bármit elvenni a környezettől.
Jelenleg azt lehet mondani, hogy 2013-ban felértékelődött már a startupnak a fogalma. Ez már nem egy B opció, nem egy munkanélküliség helyetti opció, hanem igenis egy kitörési lehetőség.
Dolgozzanak keményen, ne adják fel, de minél inkább vigyék ki a piacra az ötletüket.
Szerintem az egészben a legfontosabb az, hogy legyél boldog.
Better late than never. Végre beszélünk róla, és itt az ideje.
So with this little video, which is, by the way, just a trailer of a series where we want to show this new entrepreneurial and startup scene in Hungary, we just wanted to show that there is a new approach. This is something very fresh, something that that is based on local talent and also an entrepreneurial spirit. And we believe that, that for a complete ecosystem, we need these people, we need these startups very much, but also we need the experience that can help them. So, we are from, some of us are from the government here, and we must ask ourselves, what can the government do about this? What is the role of the government? I think, and here in California, you don't have to emphasize that the main issue is that there are private initiatives, there are private entrepreneurs are always private, most of them, and there are funding sources. So it is in an ideal situation. The best is if the government steps back and lets private enterprise flourish. But we are in a transitional phase. We need some at some points to correct market failures. We need certain actions that can help to develop faster this ecosystem, and this is what actually we are doing, and in Hungary the government is doing in this aspect. About the venture capital firms, Professor Csevahay has already shown a lot of data. I just like to quickly repeat it. This is very much based, if someone is familiar with an Israeli model from the early 90s, it's called the Yozma model. This is a private and public partnership in creating venture capital funds with the concept that these funds are run by the private. Although the majority of the funding comes from public sources, still in this model, those who created first and those who adopted later in the EU have realized and accepted that that can make no good if the government wants to play venture capitalist. This is not the role of the government. The government can leverage the funding, but actually the private decisions should lead, and this is the concept. Well, some of the data, what you have basically heard. So we have quite a number of VC funds started. We have experienced that after the first rounds of investment, it came clear that for so many funds and also for others, the deal flow, what they can see is insufficient. You need for these funds, you need a lot of companies. You need a lot of good companies and a lot of companies that are prepared for this kind of investment. And And again, we felt that here there is a market slash cultural gap, and we have to try to find methods that can help to close that gap. And again, we have studied successful international models. One of them is the Israeli technological incubator model, and the other one is a Finnish Vigo accelerator program. We have, based on these international experiences, we have created our own program. Obviously, you cannot copy, you always have to adapt. And this is exactly what we have done. And we came up with a program that I would like to tell a little bit about, the main features, highlights of this program. Again, the most important is that these are private accelerators. Although the government helps a little bit in their establishment, but these are completely privately run, privately owned, and hopefully owned by people who have experience in this field. By the way, among the selection criteria, this will be a very important factor. The accelerators will have the right to select the startup companies. Again, this is quite unusual in Hungary. It's not a government body, not the National Development Agency who is handling development funds, the one who selects the startup companies. It is the private accelerators, and the government is leveraging the investment of the private accelerators. So it's expected from the incubators, accelerators to invest in the companies, and once they found startups that are worthy for their investment according to their selection and judgment, then the government will generously leverage to that private funding in a 1:5 ratio, which is quite high. And the incubator can obviously get equity in the startup companies up to 24%. So it's important that the startups don't lose their interest in their own company. It's important that they will be motivated in developing their own company. The first call, which is actually out now, we are still waiting for the English translation of it, and in a week time we will publish the more detailed call for the selection criteria of the incubators, and these are the main data of the 4 sub-calls. So there will be a small funding to the incubators, just a one-off for establishing, and then the main part of it is supporting the startups. This will be up to $320K, and the private investment is has to be 1/5 of that. So altogether, it's almost $400K of investment in a startup company. In Hungarian standards, this is quite a nice amount. And there are some 2 other smaller parts of it. I don't want to go into the details. I'm ready to discuss that with anyone. What else can do the government? What we feel is that apart from funding, which is important, but it's not everything, we need to change a little bit the culture of entrepreneurship, the culture of looking at failures, for example, and also we have to strengthen the popularity of technology and science education at our universities. This is a worldwide trend. Hungary is not exception. That some other fields became more popular. We have to change that as well. But some of these good examples are really helping us a lot. So here, government has some role, but the most important is that if young people see good examples, if they see success stories, this will also help a lot to change cultural aspects. We know that these change slowly, but definitely entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial spirit is one of the most important, and also acceptance of failure, because this is not a guarantee for success, none of these. Just a few words about the National Innovation Office.